Hello, Scooter Mom. Yeah. Uh, not tomorrow because I'm doing lunch. So I'll do it from home tomorrow too. But I almost forget that my leg is messed up. So we're getting closer. Hi, Cricket. Um, when you're not in pain anymore or not numb anymore or whatever, you start forgetting that that is messed up. And I'm forgetting that it's messed up. I noticed that this morning when I got out of bed and it was like getting better. And the tingling in my foot has gotten more centralized. So it was like getting out of the car yesterday on the driver's side still wasn't comfortable. And today's the first day that I forgot that I hurt myself. So we're finally getting somewhere. Ugh. Ooh, no, that's not annoying. I hate being stuck. Mm, I know. Talking to myself. Listening to myself go, stop adjusting that. Can't help it. This is one of the new ones I got yesterday in the mail, and I haven't gotten used to it yet. It's supposed to be black. It looks blue to me, but oh well. Hi, Bob. I'm definitely gonna have to change that now. You are not, you always come in at the beginning now and, say hi. Forgot my cough drop. Can you guys hear me well? I always get this thing at the beginning that is it Google or YouTube is not using this chat. It doesn't make any sense. So yesterday I noticed I was having fun with just the natural light and then two lights over here. So just to sort of even myself out. So it's like, well, I'll just use that for a while. The sun is not coming in here anymore. Oh, and Her Highness is writhing on the ground. Anyway, had to show that. Oh, now I gotta adjust it again. Ah, okay. I'm never gonna get used to the mirror. I just have to remember the CVF side is this side. Um, So yes, that's what she's doing. She'll start yelling at me in a minute. Returning to lurker mode. Okay, Scooter Mom. Hi, good vibes. Yeah, she is. That's why I call her supermodel, because she is. But that's her way to try to get our attention. She shows us her tummy and is like, you want it. All I ever want to do to her tummy is brush it. Right, Missy? Ah, she's getting one of her toys. Some of the catnip must have like broken free after a year because she's rubbing all over it now. Anyway. Well, it's actually probably a good thing I'm not outside because it is 61 here and that's cold for us. And that doesn't promote healthy healing because I'll be tensing up. So one of these days, you're here in spirit doing online training for my staffing agency. Okay. Know that one. Know the old school way though when you had to go in. So let's see. Thank you. I've got it sort of like angled slightly facing me. Okay. Write down the highs, highs, highs. Everybody's high. Bit the inside of my lip. I don't know. I keep playing with it. So, um, let's see. I've got notes. Those are, oh, this is from day before yesterday. The ones I forgot to bring in day before yesterday. Um, Mike Brown's mom has COPD. That's what finally took my mom. It's not fun, especially the long coughing stints that you have to sit there and try not to look scared, frightened. Um, And then when the hospital cut her codeine down in half, because her codeine actually did suppress her cough, then she coughed a lot more. So know what COPD is, know how long you can last with it. I think she had it, it was, well, it was major, I think, for about 20 years. So, and I unfortunately was the one who had to pull the plug. This is the one reason I can be mad at the beast, that's what I called my mom, because since my parents weren't married, I had to do it. Have no regrets on it at all. So, let's see. I have done a certificate for an electronic medical record system that I already know how to use to work at Loma Linda. They irritate me. I know, but once you get the training out of the way, then you'll have the certificate for your staffing agency. So that way um, they can say that you're certified and show it. And what am I missing here? Metaphysical question that I wouldn't answer nice. I would just say, forget it. Forget them. Anyway, I'm so mean. Ah, let's see. I feel like I may have contact cough from cigar smoke in Clearwater. Oh, were they smoking cigars this morning? I saw them as the live, but Natalie was with that person. I can't remember. I don't. No cigar shaming. Where's my wrench when I need it? Hello, El Sarmento. Yeah, I saw their like thumbnail or what I put up there, and it had the three of them like at a picnic table doing the live feed. But I just thought at that moment, Gen X bros. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to Liz Gale and Natalie. Ah, more metaphysical talking. Um, yeah, it was like, I would love to listen to them. Maybe I will if I start playing with my photos again today or do something where you don't have to watch the screen. But I grew up with that. My dad was young, so, and in the military. So, uh, I even grew up with this goofy cigars, uh, smoking, but my uncle really smoked cigars. So I love the smell of not cheap cigars. So I remember him throwing me up in the air when I was young with a cigar in his mouth. I don't know how they did that back then. Ah. Okay, Lori, getting ready. I'm here looking. Oh yeah, I was watching Natalie this morning doing laundry, and I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna lurk. So I just lurked and listened. Sorry, that was hello, Kappa. What are you doing? No, I wasn't looking at her butt. I'm looking at I was just thinking, that made me look like I was looking at her butt. I've taught all my cats to deal with my tail, a fetish. And yes, it's a fetish. So all my cats can get uh, groomed by their tails. Or one of my cats used to, I called it the emergency brakes, and I grab her tail and then just bring it down. She'd come down with it. So she figured out I'm not going to really pay a lot of attention to her. That's why she went by. Oh, hi, KA. Catching up with two times. Okay. No cigar shaming. Okay. Hey, everybody saying hi, hi. Yeah, Scooter Mom's not here. She's lurking. That's also why I didn't do it because it's like I would lose a good 5, 10 minutes there, like responding or, trying to make sure that people realize I'm lurking. So I just didn't say anything and finished over half my laundry. Remember, I have to decat every piece of my laundry, so I'm with the leg, I haven't been able to like work on it. So I had laundry piling up in the clean basket and stuff that needs to be hanged because I fold everything. Stuff that needs to be hanged, I fold for a day or two. That way it's not wrinkled when I put it up. Papa Cat's always like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "I'm crazy." You love the smell of pipe tobacco. Yeah, that's probably connected to someone you loved. Yeah. Um, it was definitely an expensive cigar. I think that was his only expensive habit my uncle had. He was, the uh, the playboy womanizer type, which is hilarious considering he was rather large. So, knowing him, his girlfriends probably gave him cigars, and then I met my aunt, and she was she had been a showgirl in Paris and Madrid and a bunch of places. So it was like those two met their match basically. So they stayed married until my uncle passed, and then my aunt passed last year. So didn't make even the whole year between the two of them, if I remember right. So they used to have the most hilarious fights. My uncle had a Persian named Elmo Firpo. Don't ask. And he would get in a fight with my aunt, and him and Elmo would go sleep in the car. Knowing my aunt, she probably said, "Who do you get out of here?" I could just picture it. I laughed so hard when I heard that. Oh, it was an interesting conversation. Yes, I did take things down from it. Um, all prophets have a God complex. I know that might be a dub, but it just because of the brain fog, I don't sometimes things don't get retained, but I'm sitting there thinking, um, going through all the ones that I know of. Excuse me. You guys are not bored. I'm thirsty for some reason. Thinking of all the obvious ones. Obviously, Jim Jones, Dave Koresh, I don't know the guy, um the one in LA. But I was thinking, Manson? Did Manson think he was God or did Manson think he was Jesus? I mean, he had the X on his forehead or the cross on his forehead, but I don't remember why besides to freak everybody out because that's what he mostly did stuff for. So I can't remember if he thought he was the Antichrist or God. So, um, oh, I should write that down for later because I'm going on tonight at 7 with K.A. Antichristo. Antichrist or Jesus? Or Second Coming, that's what it is. So yeah, Kay, if you want to do religion, I can do it with you. I saw Warnock on the I Had It chicks, and I need to watch it again because he put he's got he got his master's. No, he got his PhD in religion, in theology. Talk about cool. So, he was talking about, I've got to take it down because one of them is an atheist. And so she was asking him questions, and he actually put things in proportion about Jesus, grew up in the ghetto, wasn't a legal immigrant, things like that. And it was like, you know what? If I probably would have heard that when I was younger, I might have found religion interesting. So, and I'm thinking about getting one of those Bibles that has the red lettering uh, for Jesus because it just drives me crazy. E1. Who's E1? Blues, greens. Hi to you, not to me. See, I saw you live and panicked at where the time had flown to ruin early. I sort of thought so too, because Cricket sent me some things on text right before it went on, and I'm like, does everybody remember? Because I swear I said it 3 times that I was going to be on at 1:30. I figured, they'll catch on eventually, so Us cats need camera time. Yep, yep. She definitely does, especially when she's sitting there throwing me shade. The tabby will look me straight in the eye all the time. She only looks me straight in the time when she's up to no good. And up to no good is like sneaking under the love seat because it's like this much height. And so you see her go in with her feet coming out, and it's like it's you can go there. Ah. I also love the smell of service stations, mechanics and grease. I probably love the smell of fiberglass. The uncle worked in uh, a not a chop shop, a repair shop that specialized in Corvettes. So they actually had a fiberglass machine that would make the pieces. So I'm addicted to Zin packets. I'm an insufferable millennial. What's a Zin packet? Oh my God. See, this is something I have to call the goddaughter who's a millennial and go, oh, hi, Kobil. You're, I thought you were lurking, Missy. Scooter Mama. She's a boomer and a vapor. Oh God, it's that stupid song again. I hate that song. It's where I came in last night on Carrie Ann's thing. I love the questions, but that one song, now it's gonna be stuck in my head again. I can't stand that stupid song. Let me see. Gen X and Vapor here. Are vapors safer, or is a vape always pot or caffeine? You know, those are the weird questions I have. I keep forgetting to ask the BFF because she vapes. Jensen announced that Dr. Oz were held up Medicare. What? For real? Medicare? Don't you sometimes just want to inflict, this is probably from the ghetto, a little bit of violence and just smack Oprah upside the head? Why? Why did she bring him out? You want to talk religion? I'm in. Yeah, we should. I mean, I know what I know, and I also have like legitimate questions. It's legitimate, always. Don't understand why people do these things. So we can, it's in the media right now, besides Mr. Reciprocal Tariff Boy and the 100-year-old things we're following now. Oh, I bet you are. I bet you are, Scooter Mom. I wish I was Canadian right now too. You forgot about the chat. That's what I thought, because he did. Cricket had texted me, I think at 1:29, and I'm like, I heard it and then looked at it and went at my watch at the same time and went, he doesn't remember. That's the first thing I thought. Elbows up, Scoot. Oh God. Are you sure? Then nicotine replacement therapy. Oh, is it a patch thing? Okay. And you're a millennial. You guys hotbox yourself with cigarettes that you need nicotine patches already? Oh my God. When I see the goddaughter next time, I'll smack her upside the head. Jethro Tull, I'm a this, I'm a that. Mm. Every day I get a load of two basset hounds walking past me. They always hit the door. My camera always gets them because one of them used to come up the path. And she does still sometimes, and she sort of skirts around the shrub next door so the camera would get it. And I guess they learned it, that the camera learned it, so now every time they walk by, I get my basset hound thing. Unfortunately, someone in our commune doesn't like basset hounds. When we first moved here, because the neighbor at the house I grew up in had a basset hound, and we'd bark at her and she'd set off the whole house or set off the whole neighborhood. And it was so funny because basset hounds have the greatest laugh on the planet or bark on the planet. And so when we first came here, I'd run out to the balcony and go, "Ow, ow," and they would go bonkers. And then I think it was the second day we were here, they were like, he doesn't like he doesn't like basset hounds. I'm like, what? He doesn't like the howl? She's like, no. And he's a pilot, so we had to learn to stop howling off the balcony. It sucked. But there are two of them, a girl and a boy. The boy hates my guts and the girl loves me. Yes, the Senate just confirmed him. Oh my God, that must have been beyond gross. Could you picture him not talking in commercials? Or, I'm in a commercial. I am on this. Oh, I use both nicotine and cannabis vapes. Flavored vape is bad here. So flavored nicotine, or is it just flavored smoke? That was the one thing I didn't understand. Vape can be nicotine and prod. Assume nicotine unless someone specifies is what I do. Yes, vaping is considered safer than smoking, at least in my opinion. Like that. My opinion it is. Ah. Scooter mom too. Xenar pouches you put in your mouth? That's gross. I have fun brushing my teeth in the morning. Let's just put it that way. Vapes an airplane bathroom to stick it to petty FAA tyrants. No, don't do that. But then again, I haven't smoked in 20 years, I think, at this point. So my nose didn't die when I was smoking. So now I've got a hypersensitive nose. And I had a neighbor who used to smoke in their garage, which was right below our living room in South City. And every time I confront him with it, he would say, I'm not smoking. I believed him for a long time. And then one time I'm just like, because I could hear the kids downstairs and knowing him, he'd smoke with the kids downstairs. And I was like, you are lying through your teeth. So, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't do anything about it because he kept saying no. Can you obtain flavor nicotine vapes? Oh God, here we go. You can get them in Rhode Island. Okay. I buy my flavoring separately and add it to my unflavored vape juice. This sounds so complicated. I think they passed a law in Oregon to ban mail ordering flavored vapes mean I have to pay retail. I don't think we have in California anymore either, actually. But I use refillable pods. That's good for the environment in a way, just probably not good on your lungs, but so it's flavored, all different flavors, lemon, cherry, mint, coffee, tobacco, anything you can imagine they can come up with. Still don't like the idea. I just like menthol flavor vape. Honestly, I prefer tobacco. That's what Cricket said. Bill said, when I lived in Western Alaska, they had this traditional chewing tobacco that they would mix with a burnt ash from some special tree fungus, burn like crazy, but it was a mild stimulant, like yerba mate. I actually was on the original yerba mate train where you get it as a tea. Um, and they would always talk about it like they talk about kratom. This was in the early 90s. They would say, we're gonna outlaw it because it's it's just like cocaine, blah 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 blah. And the first time I saw it in a can, I was like, what? It, oh my God, it was unglorified speed in a coffee cup. Oh my God. I stopped it because it was giving me headaches. And that's when I went to the other caffeine uh, mixer thing that never, and anything's never matched yerba mate. Oh my God. That stuff was bonkers and tasted like hell. Ugh. I love my fruit flavored vapes. Okay. That's what. That's wild, like a caffeine type stimulant. Yeah, yerba mate tea was gross. And you could only get it like at the God, I think they were called co-ops. Like the stores that had the herbs and the pasta that you could come out at one, pound at a time. Um, what basically whole paycheck was before it was that. So, they were called co-ops back then. But yeah, you could get it. Somebody would make it into a tea packet. Tasted horrible. But holy crap, if you wanted to stay up for 2 days. But then again, my body's really sensitive to anything. I took 600 milligrams of Motrin last night and didn't wake up at all. It's like, it's helping my leg heal, that's for sure, at nighttime. I can't do it when I take an Ambien, but I could do it when I take an Elavil. So it's just bizarre. And I don't build up a resistance. What the heck is kratom? I noticed it advertised for sale at a local dispensary. Kratom is a herb that's supposed to help with PTSD. It's like an antidepressant, but it doesn't seem to stimulate anything. It might do something in your dopamine receptors. Um, Kids were doing it as a rave drug, because they do too much of it, and of course, you do too much of anything, it's going to cause hallucination. So, um, some vet found it was really good for PTSD for veterans. It was helping them. So I started doing it about 5 or 6 years ago, back in the day when I'd have to put it in a tea bag. Now they sell it in capsules. So I don't know how much I take. You have to do it, you have to buy it by itself. Someone just I'm trying because there, of course, Big Pharma doesn't want it out because it helps with depression and PTSD and all of those things. And literally, I can see my general anxiety go down. If I'm having a regular day, I can take my 3 in the morning and that's it. If I have a weird day, I start with four. And then if I if it sort of wears off and I get into a weird day again, I'll take another three about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But it calms me down. This is me on Kratom. So it makes me more, doesn't make me want to go out more, but it makes me not afraid of going out because I have general anxiety, social anxiety, um, ADHD. I have all of the fun ones, OCD, all of these things. Considering my brother is schizophrenic, my oldest brother, and got adult schizophrenia in his 20s, I'm not surprised. And my cousin was also schizophrenic. Uh, Her mom thought it was from her husband's side. It happens to be from our side. So that's why, actually, let me see what the definition is. I started getting capsules actually because I figured I was getting the girls because I would make it in the living room in front of a TV because that's the way I work. Um, and I figured it was getting to them because it was the powder was powder. So, and it comes from uh most of it used to come from Thailand, so I'm not sure. The people I use are very more farmer type. They're very pharma type. They're very clean. They, make sure the everything is done. People don't get sick off of theirs, or it actually isn't selling bad or none. So kratom commonly refers to an herbal substance that can produce opioid and stimulant-like effects in, if you ask me, in abundance. Kratom and kratom-based products are currently legal and accessible in many areas, though U.S. and international agencies continue to review evidence to inform kratom policies. People report using kratom to manage drug withdrawal symptoms and cravings, especially related to opioid use, which I wouldn't know because I'm allergic to opiates. Um, Pain, fatigue, and mental health problems. And I figured if they let yerba mate be on the shelves, they should literally have no problem creating them because yerba mate for me was like real speed. So, let's see. I just found a recipe for strawberry banana. Oh, like that's vaping, isn't it? Virgin banana kratom. Cricket, yes, they call it you pick cocaine, but it is closer to the intensity of caffeine. Oh, kratom, or yerba mate. Yes. I seriously don't know how I got on the market unless they dilute it so much. I mean, yeah, you want to get a stimulant going. In my opinion, everything I say is my opinion and is fiction unless it's proven fact. Um, a can of kratom could probably last me 3 days or had it. It's like iced tea on steroids. Reading metaphysical again. So, yeah, kratom I think is actually a lot more dangerous, or not kratom. Yerba mate is a lot more dangerous than kratom. So I did the first time I ever saw a can, I was like, holy crap. But I saw the boxes too and went, oh, they're selling them here. That didn't affect me. It was the pre-canned stuff that just made me go, okay, we don't need caffeine sodas anymore. That was weird. Yeah, to Scooter Mom. Kratom is a legal plant-based thing that people use for energy, anxiety, and also opiate withdrawals. Right, you did know, Bilf. Uh, they're talking about vapes. You should go back to not disposables. You're messing up the environment. Okay, yeah, that's also something people have. I haven't had to because I don't build a resistance. People build a resistance to kratom, and sometimes they have to take like a couple of weeks off between it because they wind up taking too much and then it starts not doing good things. I've actually gone down from where I started, and I've kept this one up for 4 or 5 years. The same level and the same sort of when I do it. So, because Bill said kratom works for me initially, but I build tolerance very quickly, and more than a few capsules make me barf, which is very common. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought you wanted me to give you. I just scared her. She was going down for the count as a croissant in the box. And I went to pet her tummy and she was startled. Also, if one of those capsules falls out of my pocket and I step on it or something, there's a greenish brown stain on the carpet floor. Yes. Um, I'm trying to think. What do we use? We use Green Label. I can't remember the name of it. It's a Clorox thing that's not bleach. It's what we used during COVID, and I still use now because it really did clean things without bleach. Because bleach gives me a headache. Do you know how annoying it is to be freaking sensitive to anything? Yeah, I'm not one of those people who enjoy it. I'm one of those people who like, really? And will try to check like myself, except for the opioids. But on bleach, I'll buy bleach like every 3 or 4 years to see if I could use it. And it's like, no. Most intense, easily available legal stimulant in liquid form from the cotton from a Benzodrex inhaler soaked in a bit of soda overnight, but it will rot your teeth and is dangerous if you had hypertension. That does sound dangerous. It's like, I like stimulants when I was of age because I was sleeping more and I didn't like that, but got out of the whole thing except for caffeine soda, or not caffeine sodas, caffeine mixers. And then after they went all HFSC, um, because they all give me headaches. High fructose corn syrup, um, and all the diet things give me headaches slash migraines. So when Crystal Light came out, I loved it because it could be a legitimate soda I could drink that my mom wouldn't have a fit about because I wasn't allowed sugar as a kid. And then find out that my migraines are being caused by aspartame. That was fun. Or not migraines. They weren't full-blown migraines. They were just really horrible headaches when I was a teenager. And my doctor said, "Are you drinking Crystal Light?" And I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Stop." And I did. So I haven't been able to touch anything with aspartame, and the high fructose corn syrup thing. I watched something that said if you're feeling this way, it's because of it. And I was like, oh, well, that explains that too. So everything's with sugar. And it's probably why it took so long for me to become diabetic because all those other things are hyper sugar. So your body recognizes when you lose it. So um, I still will have a Mexican Coke. I found Sugar Diet Mountain Dew once, but I never drank it. Dr. Boland's, I think it's called. Their sodas are sugar. I split a Mexican Coke with the hubby because we can get it in 4 packs at the store. Let's see. Um, the idea of trying any new substance kind of freaks me out now. I regret never trying tequila. I did the tequila. Everybody does it who thinks they can get past it. You play quarters with the bottle and you never drink tequila again. Everybody I knew had a horror story like that. It's like, I'm surprised tequila sells still. Ah, you can drink diet soda, but Crystal Light gives me a headache no matter what flavor or what I do. It's probably a sugar overload with aspartame. Because they probably have the highest percentage, and they're also learning that aspartame is causing cancer. Like I said, everything here is my opinion, not a margarita guy. uh, when we stopped drinking because of Papa Cat's um, blood thinners, the first one he was on, he couldn't drink. And then I stopped drinking because I changed medications and drank 2 Cosmos one night and barfed my brains out. We used to go to Vegas at the Bellagio, and he would make, and the bartender there would make us virgin margaritas. They were so good. And they know, probably because enough Mormons go to Las Vegas and don't drink, is that they knew how to make virgins. So Coke and speed kind of ruined my life, and I won't touch anything harder than Adderall, even though there is no better feeling than an e-pill cut with a bunch of speed. Ooh, didn't mix my drugs. Ugh, that just sounds haunting now, as opposed to when we were kids. I have no problem with aspartame, thankfully. I use Mio in my sparkling water from the soda stream. Ah, yeah, I know. I get to spend most of my life, and I don't do it anymore. From the age of 14, looking at ingredients and finding aspartame. And then once my body started doing it to high fructose corn syrup, it's one thing I do. I immediately look at a drink because sparkling waters even have high fructose corn syrup in them. It's like, and it's probably going to get more prevalent because the farmers aren't sending their corn anywhere. I was hoping that someone would become a sugar farmer where sugar was going to start making a comeback. Not now. That's what she said. Hello. Did I say hello to you already? I don't think so. My friend introduced me to kratom when we were working long hours. I don't think that it helped me in any way, but I only tried it once. You would know within one time. I mean, it did nothing for me for the speed factor. It did a lot for the calm me down factor and the voice, the voices in your head. It really calmed everything down. And before that, I was pretty much in the house, and the only time I ever came out of the house was to work club. And that's because I had security guards for real. Two of my big little brothers were security guards, and they were scary. Um, so I know all the security guards in the places I worked. So I would go there because I didn't have to worry about anybody even talking to me because they all knew what was up. So if I just sort of looked at them, they would know to tell the person to go away. So never had one, but alcoholism has moved them to another table. They look delicious, especially the frozen ones. I grew up with those types of people. And one of those persons is trying to prove to me that they're not doing a decent job. So, uh, but the Karen videos of cops, my mom did it once and she didn't get arrested because she knew my best friend's mom was a cop. So yeah, I actually can't. I love going to parties when they begin because then we can leave when they get stupid. So we're always there at the beginning because our group, there are shifts. So the ones who are like us will go first to parties. And then when it starts getting slightly rowdy, we're all like, that group leaves and the other group comes. 400 of my closest friends. Now it's only 300, I'm sure. Oh, e-pill. I have a feeling I know what that is. I'll come back to that. MDMA. Ah, maybe when I was a teenager. Stopped with the EXSTACY because they were cutting it with CODIEINE. And I was like, oh hell no, I don't want to die. So uh the opiate allergy got um cornered when I got whiplash, so I was 18 and had one of the doctors say, you want to die, take this. So I didn't realize folks combine the two. Oh God, hun, folks combine everything. Oh, that's what she. Oh, okay. Um, MDMA usually has a bunch of other crap in it, like how ACID isn't really ABC anymore. We used to get our ABC from a chemist. The advantages of growing up in the Bay Area when you're in Marin. Oh yeah, my friends love that. But I always, the mama cat thing isn't because I wish to be a mama cat. I have talked so many people down from their little monster highs so long that people have called me mama cat. I got that signature from people. I didn't give myself that signature. So, and I swear to God, because it was so in vogue in the mid 80s, mid to late 80s, somebody would be having a problem at Rocky and they would go, you can talk to her, take care of him. The one who thought I was dead, that's how him and I bonded because I took care of him for 4 hours one night. I didn't know how to say no. I always took care of people, but it's being an empath too, I think, that I knew when I could actually go home or go to sleep because I've talked somebody down off a ledge, figurative ledge. I'm fascinated by absinthe, but I think that's more a fantasy than somehow I will meet to lose one drunk. I have a very expensive bottle of absinthe down in my cabinet. One of the close friends brought me it back from Poland when she was teaching English in the Czech Republic. She saw it in our bookcase, I want to say like 10 years ago, 7 years ago, and she freaked out. She was like, "Do you know how much that cost me? You were supposed to be doing that absinthe, not letting it sit there." And I'm like, "We don't drink anymore. You should know that." "I know, but you still should." It was hilarious. Like, do you people would have probably loved that bottle, but since we lived where we lived and you couldn't park anywhere and we were on a hill, nobody ever came over. It was so funny. So, yes, even a friend of mine made absinthe one night and put it in sugar cubes and popped it all in our mouth. Uh, she's hyper intelligent and helps run something. So, yes. So yeah, it's goth. Are you kidding? We've all have had absinthe, and I have a very expensive bottle in a bookcase. No, if it would be. I need to look it up and see what the shelf life of absinthe is, because that it's legitimate absinthe from Poland. Um, I can't even spell shelf, but I can spell it absinthe like a good goth girl. Oops. Here we go. Ah, 3 to 5 years is stored properly in a cool, dark place. So you can probably get it anywhere nowadays. Is it still illegal? I wonder. This is not a. Oh, I lost it. Oh, no, it's right here. This is for the computer. This is to erase. I was gonna see images, see if I could show you guys. Because yeah, it's on my makeshift altar. I have a um that you could take the witch out of the witch hat, but not sort of like Catholicism with me. It's in the past, but I still have because I cover other religions on it. So it's a multi-religion altar. So I have Buddha beads on it. I have it's how twisted my dad is. My dad gave me a magic 8 Jesus. This tall, pink, and you ask a question and turn it over and it doesn't answer. All you see is a corner. I gotta look for my mom. Me and him giggled about it forever. So, yeah, and listening to Natalie and Liz this morning made me realize why Scientology doesn't mess with me. My dad worked a three-letter acronym. So they thought, Scientologists thought that the CIA was, in cahoots. And it's like, that would explain it. I don't know which three-letter acronym he worked for, honestly. He won't tell me. If I'm lucky, I get it on his deathbed. But he probably won't, knowing him, because he has a twisted sense of humor like me, so he'll probably just smile and die. Let's see. Nope, I don't see it here. Ooh, I wonder if it was one off. Because she did lose her mind. Um, she was like, I am a teacher for a year. I don't make any money except in Austria. You could have gone to the opera back then for $2. That's why they know about culture and crap, and because they would, they're places that have lasted hundreds of years, not just us in the 250. So, but yeah, I saved up for this because at the time I was the BFF. I saved up to this and I got you this and you didn't touch it. I'm like, I felt so bad. But I didn't know at the time because she even said, no, I don't think it's good anymore. I probably would have taken it to a party and let everybody have it because I don't mix. So It's like I wouldn't have absinthe with anything else. And unfortunately, absinthe is more of a hangout party drug for goths. We would see, Toulouse-Lautrec. I'm trying to think, did somebody think they were Toulouse-Lautrec in a past life? It's possible. And yes, you can make it at home. I just saw this. There our one friend who made it. She was so excited that she had made absinthe. And it was absinthe. It didn't taste very good even with sugar, but we all did it because, she was adorable and we knew that she would make it correctly, that she would not be giving, you know, um, shortcut absinthe. I think it took, what, 6 weeks, 6 months, something to make like that. So, yeah, I've had homemade absinthe. Yes, I You can get it at most liquor stores nowadays? Ah, right. No hangovers for 4 years. Ah, I probably is a lower grade of absinthe than what, the good friend got me from Czech Republic or wherever. Yeah, it's all together. I'm so American sometimes. Um, oh, no, I'm on the live one. Okay. I thought somebody was calling me out and didn't know which chat I was on. Wormwood, yes. Oh, okay. The one who did her own, she used knowing her, she probably used a, Frankenstein, era, because that's also the thing. It's like being goth, you also find things that are true to time range. Not like the idiot last night talking about crap in the early 1900s. Yes, absinthe makes the heart grow fonder, yes. Somehow knew what Gottlieb was up to. Okay. I was just laying there. I believe other things were sometimes added that may account for those stories. Or it could have steeped longer. I mean, concentration probably. There's probably a concentration thing about absinthe. That's probably why I liked the first cube I ever did because it was homemade and it was probably really concentrated. I think there's a strip club in Jersey called the Buddha Beats. Oh my God. There won't be much, American liquor in Canada for the next 4 years. Yes. How many people are gonna get busted uh, having Jack Daniels go across state lines? But then again, everybody has to have what's called a package store, which we don't have in California. You can get booze absolutely everywhere in California. First time I went to a package store, I'm like, this is weird. So, okay, yeah. Well, like I said, if you make it at home, you make it with warm wood. That's a hard thing to find. Or not here. Herbs. You can find any herb here in the city. Hi, Heather. Am I Bob or Heather Mac? What time is it? You're Heather Mac. We're going to start calling you Heather then. Or we're going to start calling it Heather. Bob is here like within 5 minutes now. It's so bizarre. No doubt I support that as much as it hurts us. I support all boycotts. Yes. I wonder if I can guilt the dad into it. I've guilted him into protests before. He might be a little bit open to them now. You're Heather Mac, yes. Oh, that's so cute, Bob. Take over, Heather. I see the Canadian boycotts as a favor. Carry on. Yeah, I see the Canadian boycotts of was it FAFO to the people? It's like and I'm sure Mexico got a lot more than they think they used to get too. So chartreuse. That's so cute. You're getting the goth girl going. That's oh, the new nails. They're pink. They're a redder pink than a berry pink. And they Can you see? No, you can't see it. They glitter. Oh, no, you can't see it that well. And as you can tell, Cricket is hiding behind my CBF with his ears sticking out. I've got to fix you. There's a hole. You're going to be wearing a bow. I hope you don't mind. Where is it? Oh, now it's gone. No, I think it's there it is. You've got a hole right here. I'm going to put a bow there because uh, even with the hand sewing, it'll stick out to me and I'm OCD. So this is Cricket. Cricket glitters. I found him at Walgreens earlier this week. Ah, let's see. One of my favorite mixed drinks is this Sazerac? Rye and a dash of absinthe and bitters with a twist of lemon. My God, woman, you're a goth girl at heart, aren't you? Uh, my Democrats. I need to make thing is that they're not all calling from the same number or even near the same number. So I'm gonna have to like make everything important a different ringer. So when I get the Democrats, I can just ignore it. Your new commerce idea boosts my I know. Shit, it's like they can't get. First time I heard that, you were not gonna be able to get Jack Daniels because everybody knows about Jack Daniels. I was never into Jack Daniels and Coke, but I've had close friends who are bartenders and club, and it's like you're not gonna be able to get Jack Daniels. Every freaking college student has JD and Coke. How are they gonna handle that? Ah, you have tons of good booze. Cool. Good. I hope they have good whiskey. I mean, I do know that's what they're known for down there, but if you guys can get away with it, go for it. I mean, Japan and China, things to talk about tonight. I had a boyfriend who loved something called ouzo. Oh my God. Tasted like licorice. Yes, ouzo is made with aniseed and it's a Greek liquor. And it was one of the reasons my mother didn't ever cuss again. Um, Greek restaurants, we have a lot of them, of course, especially the ones that had dance, that would have a dance. They'd come out with the ouzo bottle because it's a really tall bottle. It was one of those things you had in the 70s. You had an ouzo bottle in the corner. Um, God, I think my parents had one with a spout. Bar people, not bar people, but the tiki lounge type people. Um, but yeah, they go around and they, give you drinks and it's really easy to forget. My mother loved black licorice. So they drank. Mom and dad got in a fight. And the same time that the music went down, my mom said, F you. Everybody looked at her. She said that was the last time she ever said the word. And my dad agreed. I think it was also the last time she ever drank ouzo, too. Oh, Wuzu could be up there with tequila. I don't know. I've never been an ouzo fan because of the anise seed. So, but there are a lot of ouzo stories out there in California. So, ouzo is lovely. Turns cloudy if you add ice. Turns cloudy if you add ice. I didn't even know you could make it as a drink. I've only seen people do shots of ouzo. Half of those, the old stories where people are drinking shots and pouring it's either Russian vodka or ouzo. So just where with the Kennedys be without Canadian booze? Yep. Papa Joe wouldn't have been making all his money. So let's see. Absinthe tastes like a little like yeah, it does take a little taste a little like licorice, but it was dealable. So if somebody had absinthe, because I think we seriously got uh spoiled with my friend making it the first time. Um, So if somebody had good absinthe, because you can get it in places, It was worth it, but if it wasn't, you couldn't play Toulouse-Lautrec that night. So, and yes, when Moulin Rouge came out, oh my God, I probably saw it at least twice in the theater, and I didn't pay for it. We didn't go to movies. So, yeah, Moulin Rouge. Oh my God, one of my friends had that costume made for her for Halloween, and luckily enough, she had the body for it, so she could do it. But yeah, it cost her a lot of money to make it, but it's still lasted to this day. So I keep getting texts from Cory Booker. I miss the ones from Chelsea Clinton. I once in a while, I think from Chelsea Clinton because I really wasn't in it last time. But yeah, I keep getting ones from Cory Booker too. I want a blue-eyed black man as president. Sorry. Ah, I honestly expect black markets for all manner of things to pop up. Yes, like ketchup chips. Charlotte Dobre, one does reaction videos, was talking about ketchup chips. I think I tasted them once. I think I liked them, but I'm really good at I'm, I'm not really good at resisting urges to eat, but I'm really good at telling myself I can't have that and don't ask anybody to bring it. The hell is wrong with me? Because of Uzu, Jackie O became Jackie A. I wouldn't be surprised. Aristotle, yep, you know. So, Adam, did Jackie really have a problem with alcohol? I would say probably not, but Onassis pretty much died from it, so she might have left him because of it. So, and I'm sure Jack drank too much too, so because that was the thing. To be a sexy guy, you have to drink a ton of booze and be Dick Martin. Dick Martin's was a facade. Ah, you just saw an opening. Okay. Of course, Adam. It's like when I'm watching other things and you pop up, I'm like, of course that's you. You're still mine though. You are mine. Or Carrie Ann's. Nobody else's. I saw her on the street in New York once. I almost had a heart attack. Did the Queen squeal? Oh my God, that poor woman. She so didn't want to be recognized. But how could you not recognize her? Those big glasses, that bouffant. She wanted to be recognized. She didn't want to be bothered. That had to be what it was. Ugh. I wanted to go to New York when I was a kid to go see her. Cricket, maybe you saw Elaine Bennis? Who's Elaine Bennis? You know what I need to do? Do this. 'Cause I got the nail shortened yesterday. I'm so used to it at this point. Oh, you could probably hear that. Oh, okay. I didn't watch Seinfeld. My ex-husband looked like what's his name? Um um the short guy. Dead on like him. It drove my parents nuts. Seriously, if my mom would have been in her last day, she probably would have made me watch Seinfeld. Um, because they were always, didn't you see this? Didn't you do that? And then once we got divorced, they were like, can you not care that it looks like him? It's like, no, I can't. All I see is him talking to me. So, ah, don't take this away from me. I think you'd know if it was Jackie O or like Bennis. Bennis? Is that right? Mary Sue was Jackie OT3. Ah, I can actually go back to my notes again. Okay, that's um oh, I got something for tonight on here. I didn't realize. That's all for tonight. Hub ad. Cubs ad on what? 'Cause I would assume that's about Cubs champion. So, see. This is what I used to take in with me, notes. I'm gonna start doing it again. I realized I was writing old Tifa. I should have been writing on Scientology. So let's see. The prophets have a God complex. Why the FDA? When they were talking this morning, Natalie and Liz, I always want to say Liz, uh, was it the FBI, the CIA, and the FDA? Why the FDA? Oh, thank you, Cricket. I'm sure it was her. I would never have approached her, though, not in a million years. Then you probably would have gotten some that mom reaction of leave me alone and gotten yelled at. So yeah, why the FDA? I I also didn't ask this morning because I was doing something very productive and my laundry has been sitting in the basket for 3 weeks now. So it was like I was making a dent and I didn't want to distract myself, so I just kept um doing it. So I didn't get to ask. Let's see. Oh, can't be in I can never be a Scientologist because of my dad being in a three-letter acronym. Can you believe that? That's cool. I think it's sort of neat. I think my dad would probably enjoy it if I told him. Yeah. Um, because he can't stand them, of course. So, and if I go up to Portland with them, with my dad, I can't go protest at the org, which is okay because Carrie Ann says it's not fun there anyway. That's near the traditional protest spot, and that protest spot's basically turned, I think, into a more of a homeless camp thing going on. So that's why I didn't go last year because he would not tell me when he was going until I finally said, I'm not protesting. And then he told me literally 4 days later. Cults make you important instead of being a blip on the earth. That's what it is. It's like the ultimate participation trophy, if you ask me. It's like if you're in a cult, you're important. Because even if you're a blip in the cult, you're still different than the rest of the blips on the planet. I think that's part of it. So, since I'm having to get somebody out of a cult, I think I might start mentioning that. And no, I'm not going to tell you who it is. So, it was one of those things I thought of. It's like being in a cult makes you important because even if you're on the lowest rung of a cult, if there's only 1,200 of you, Jonestown, you're important still then because it's only 1,200 people and they're all working for the same thing. So that's what the profit thing probably comes from. So it's just an interesting thing that passed through my head. Um, Cricket, you would have gone up to her and started talking like little Edie. Little Edie? I swear to God, I don't know anything. Bob Tag, you're it. Retail therapy. Have fun, Heather. That's okay. We will tell him you're not protesting and then change your minds at the last minute. I know it's a joke because I wouldn't be able to get away with it. Even if you tricked me, I would go back to my dad and go, I'm so sorry. Not to know that he wouldn't know because I seriously think sometimes he's got people watching me. And when Elvis started having real big problems, yeah, or when I had a problem with Elvis last year, he asked me his name and I went, no, 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 no. He was like, so what's his name? And I went, you're not getting it. He laughed. I feel like anything I might have to say, she would have heard already. I feel like respecting her privacy and was a better way of saying thank you. Yes. It's probably the reason she was in New York too, because she pretty much blended in except for that one pain in the butt paparazzi that took her until 10 years before she died to get in an agreement with him. So yeah, I've even before uh Princess Di, I've not been a big paparazzi person. Um, when it was Princess Di, it was just like, see? That's all I had to say in my head was see. Um, you and Rockwell, somebody's watching you. Oh my God, Rockwell. Wow. You had to look that one up in the Oracle. You can't be that good at pop trivia. Okay, so I'm at 110 now, guys. I will take more notes for tomorrow. Pretty much count me being here tomorrow at 2 o'clock because I'm going to go with Papa Cat to lunch because I still don't trust my left leg because I want to do the protest on Saturday and then I want to do the antique fair on Sunday. So, um, Saturday will definitely be in the house because we should be home by 3 o'clock. Sunday is always an iffy, especially with the antique fair. So, Jackie would have said I wanted to be alone. That would have said, I would have said the Garbo thing. Shut up. I beg to differ. Giant Head can be good at pop trivia. Well, of course he can, especially last night. Oh my God. That's one of the things I miss. I think the brain fog is natural aging, just a little bit hyper, not connected to um, Alzheimer's and stuff. But I take offense of losing a lot of my memory. At least I knew who Rockwell was. See, I can get triggered. That's classic with brain fog. You can be triggered by something someone says. Now I'm not going to get that song out of my head. Thank you. I would rather have that song than the other one in my head. I had ABBA in my head for a week last week. So I didn't know that. Rockwell is Barry Gordy's son. See, then you would know the trivia about that. Yeah, I didn't know that either. No wonder he didn't care about being a one-hit wonder. Um, so they got Michael Jackson to do the chorus. I didn't know he did the chorus. I told you the Jethro Tull song. Luckily, somebody's watching me is still stuck there. So, oh, I'm gonna have Papa Cat look for a scar. Let's see if there is a scar there. Be funny. I've busted my busted a car window with my head, so it's possible a scar, but that would be funny because I always think the chip is right here that my dad put in me when I started going through puberty. Once I could have cognizant thought, which makes him laugh sometimes. Okay, so hit the like button, hit the sub button because, yeah, even I found out someone that I wasn't a member on, I didn't have in my subscriptions. So it's happening again. I joined Natalie's membership because I got kicked out of being subscribed to her for 2 weeks, literally. It was so bizarre. I started counting the dates. That's why it was like I had to go back every day and redo it. I thought it had changed, it hasn't. So make sure your subscription is there. You can even join to be a member for $1.99, and then with the rest of that money, go help someone if you have it. Because Lord knows our government's not going to help anybody around the world, not just us. So I will see you guys all tonight at 7 on Old Tifa when me and Carrie Ann will be talking about maybe religion. So if you want to do some theology tonight, on top of the regular stuff, come and join us. Okay? I will talk to you all later.